Hey guys, it's Ms.A, and in this video we're going to talk about adding context to your evidence. All right, so this is a follow-up video from the lesson that we had in class where we talked about weaving your evidence together into a sentence, really making sure that you have a combination of indirect quotes and direct quotes. So one of the strategies that I taught you is using context in order to introduce your evidence. Context means giving background information to your reader. So in class, we talked about how your context should really be the 5 W's. You want to think about who said the quote that you're giving, when it happened in the plot, and you want to make sure that anything that's kind of vague from the quote, like pronouns or references to earlier story events, that you're really clarifying them. Now, we don't really need to use the whole 5 W's. When you're giving context, you really just want to give the basic 5 W's, the who, the where and the when, if you know it, and the what. So you really want to focus on the character, where and when they actually are in the story. Are they at school or in the bedroom, or are they on the baseball field, and what are they actually doing? Now you also kind of want to focus on the quote you're choosing. What happened just before that quote? Was there a different scene, or what happened a little bit earlier in the scene? So to give you an example, I'm going to go back to the story we read at the beginning of the year, The Chaser by John Collier. And the quote that I'm going to use is right here on the bottom of the slide. I took a quote from the first page of the story when the old man is describing the glove cleaner or the poison. He says, "Here is a liquid as colorless as water, almost tasteless, quite imperceptible in coffee, wine, or any other beverage. It is also quite imperceptible to any known method of autopsy." All right, so to give context to this quote, the first thing I want to do is figure out who. So when he says, "Here is a liquid as colorless," that is the old man speaking. That's the who. Where and when is this taking place? Well, this is taking place in the old man's apartment or shop, and this is the beginning of the story when Alan has first arrived in the shop. Now, what is happening in this scene? Well, the old man is there, and Alan is looking to buy a love potion from the old man. So the what in this quote is the old man describing some of the other things that he sells. Alan wants the love potion, and the old man's talking about the poison. So if I took these 5 W's, the who, where, when, and what, and turned it into a context sentence, it would look something like this. When the story begins, Alan arrives at the old man's shop to buy a love potion. The old man describes a different potion he sells, saying, and I'm going to leave off my context sentence right there, because the rest of my sentence is going to be the quotation. All right, so as you go through your essay, please look at your quotes. Think about what part of the story it's happening in. Who is saying it? Where and when is it happening? And what is happening in that part of the story?